Slop City Podcast!
Oh, that's beautiful.
What'd you say, bitch?
Uh-oh, you moved my camera all over.
Is that good? Okay, clap. 1, 2, 3. Randy just goes, you.
All right, I'm going to send a picture.
Ah.
Hold on.
That's funny, isn't it?
I wish you saw your face, dude. Randy
Oh, I saw it.
was literally looking at the camera like this. Oh, man. Oh,
I'm going to
boy.
be reclined today.
You are?
Yeah.
You feel comfy?
I like that the rug's not here because now I can easily slide forward.
Now
and
you can
backwards.
scoot around.
Before I
jump
was like,
around.
I guess this is where
Oh.
I'm sitting the whole time.
Yeah.
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 Except for my headphones.
Welcome to
Reset.
Slop City Podcast, you
Wow.
I shouldn't have said. You got to beep that out, Randy, because otherwise they're going to cancel it.
Who is it that told us that someone has a good 10 minutes with no cussing in the beginning of their podcast?
Josh Potter,
Josh Potter. But who
Mhm.
told us that?
Slop fan.
So let's try to go 10 minutes without cursing.
Okay, Randy, can you cut and beep all those things out?
Or should we start over?
Let's just start over.
I can.
Let's just start over.
There
Should we
was-
do another clap?
There was something we were supposed to cut out last time. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Ooh,
that's what it was. Ew. You just had a freaking boogie fly out while we're on the freaking
No, I
podcast?
picked it out. And I didn't expect it to come out.
Well, I mean, we get it. You've got fancy nails on, and your little fancy
can't
nails
wait to
picked
get
out the
'em off.
boogie. You're sick of them?
Well, they're growing out.
They still look good.
All right, are we starting over?
No.
Oh.
Randy said no.
But he said,
Do whatever you
he
want.
said, oh, F. I had to say it loud to break the sound barrier.
Libby is kind of mind blown right now because she was like, holy crapanoli. I think Tina is ADHD. It's starting to really make sense that I am ADHD.
Well, I think one of the things is to know that regardless, I still love you. Just kidding.
Are
No,
you
I
about
do.
to do an intervention?
No.
But when people
I-
say stuff like that, like, listen, I love you, but I get, oh God, I
No.
want to run. I want to run to the hills.
I feel the same way as when I discovered my sister was ADHD. And it was like, of course she is.
Mhm.
I don't know why I didn't recognize it before.
Yeah. So I went to the doctor. Remember I was talking about the eczema and all those issues or
Yeah.
whatever?
Oh, it looks better.
Doesn't it? Look at it.
Damn.
I think it looks a lot better. It's almost gone. At least on that arm, it's pretty good. That's a little bit of debris from the day working at my restaurant job. Possibly an oil stain.
Did you go through the oral register? What's that thing in the back? Grease pit?
No, I don't touch that thing.
It stinks.
Where it
doesn't
says grease only? Yeah, right. Think I'm touching that?
You go out there and we wring out our hair like this.
Yeah. I put cornstarch in after I empty it into the grease pit. No, so I went to the doctor last week, and my doctor is like so funny because she is so unbelievably calm. I hadn't seen her in a year. And let's be honest, she probably didn't remember me. So I show up and I'm late because they moved to
Because ADHD.
Yeah, well, no. This is what sucks. I typed in her name into Google, and I went to the location that it brought me to. Okay? I am ready to rock. I show up. They get my appointment name. They get my name and everything. And they're like, okay, awesome. Give us just a minute. And then the woman comes back. She goes, okay, so you are in the wrong building. And
you're like, elderly Carner.
I was livid.
Look at her face, Randy.
And I was trying to remain calm. I really was. I tried to remain calm and I said, okay, so where do I go? And then she tells me the location. She goes, it's the new hospital. You're not going to miss it. And I was just like, all right, awesome.
You're like, I'm going to miss it.
Yeah. So no, I didn't. I drove, but this is what sucks, dude. I drive to the new hospital off of Grand Boulevard in St. Louis, Poppin area, Midtown is what we call it up in here.
Okay.
That's what it's called. Oh,
It is. It says it on the highway.
So I get into the parking garage and imagine me with a jean jacket, wet hair, because I had just showered about 40 minutes before, and this large knapsack on my back.
Knapsack.
I got my knapsack on, and
Oh, Randy. She unplugged everything. Hello?
Are we back? We're back. Randy, I'm really sorry. My knapsack, it's hidden because these really fancy curtains. I just can't see them.
These theatrical curtains.
Okay, so I got my knapsack on my back. My hair is wet, and it is so freaking humid outside
Yeah.
because it rained all day long. So, have you ever had your hair be wet and you have to, maybe do a physical activity or, do whatever? I was running with this knapsack on my back, running. And my knapsack is smacking on my back. And I'm holding on to my cell phone. And my hair is wet. And I'm sweating. I am freaking drenched in sweat. Okay? Drenched. And then I go to the elevator. And guess where it takes me? Nowhere.
What do you mean it takes you nowhere?
I hit the lower level. And then it didn't take me anywhere. And then I hit it again and again and again. And then I looked at what floor I was at and what floor was on the elevator thing. I was on the same floor. So I was hitting LL, but I was on LL. So then I get scared because I'm already 3 minutes late for my appointment. And I just look around and I start running.
Where to?
I am running in the parking garage down each level where cars are driving. I am running. I'm running and waving at people saying, sorry. Running hysterically. I run all the way down the parking garage and then I get to another elevator and it's a different name of the elevator. That one was hospital elevator and this one was parking garage elevator. And I was like, where the fuck am I? Oh my God, I was so scared. And then I finally just run all the way down and I exit out and I'm in a weird courtyard. I'm in a courtyard on the back area of the hospital. The hospital's over there, whatever. I mean, I'm hysterical. And then guess what I see? 20 steps upwards. So I hold my backpack tight and I go, and then I ran up them so quick. Very sore because I did tire flips the day before. And I'm just gunning it. I'm trying to get in and I'm sweating so hard. And I walk in and this lady has to take my temperature and I go, I am visibly sweating. I go, if it's high, I want you to know it's because I ran and you need to take it again, And I was so scared. And I'm in line and there's a person in a wheelchair in front of me. And I didn't want to be rude, but I was like, let's get going, I was like, we gotta start moving. I'm late. I'm already 6 minutes late for my appointment. And then they're like, all right, you got to go register over here. And I'm standing there. They're like, register here. There's no open computer. And I'm standing there sweating, so scared. To my left, I see a person in the comedy scene there that I'll tell you about them afterwards. I don't want to blast them out on here.
Okay.
But we didn't recognize each other. I recognized them as I was walking away, but it was I was already late. I had stuff to do. So I wasn't going to be like, hey, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm registering for the thing, and the woman looks at me. She's like, there's a computer over here. And I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm trying my best. and I like run, I'm registering, and I hit the wrong bird. I mean, everything possibly that could go wrong is going wrong.
Right.
And this hospital is fancy, dude. Really crisp place. It's brand new. Brand spanking new.
What hospital?
So it's like SLU SSM or something. Like it's like
Okay.
the old SLU Care building. It's like, I think it's like, I don't think it's before the Fox. Is the Fox off Grand?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
on
so
Grand.
it is before the Fox. I mean, really fancy joint. And the hospital's in great condition, whatever. And I'm like, I finally get upstairs. And I mean, it was just so hectic and stressful. And then they're like, all right, go down to this little pod 5 or whatever. And that's where you'll sit. So I sat there and like, I mean, I'm just so scared because I'm already late and I feel horrible because I try to be on time, like early for my doctor's appointments because I know that it's like, I don't know, it's just stressful. So I'm sitting there with my backpack on and my jean jacket. Just, I looked at myself in my cell phone and there were little beads of sweat dribbling
Why didn't you
down.
take your jacket off?
I did. I did end up doing it. After I looked at that, I was like, I need to take my jacket off and cool down, you know? This is a cool down mode.
Cool down.
You know when you're on an elliptical and it's like, oh, I set the timer to 30 minutes and then it goes to like cool down mode? That's where I was at. I was like, I need to cool it. So about 10 minutes later, this gal opens up the door and I just start word vomiting to her. I'm like, I am so unbelievably sorry that I'm late. I went to this place, went to the sleep center first because that's what my doctor's specialty is. So I went to the sleep center and they told me that I was in the wrong place. Like, I'm scared. And I'm like, I went to the wrong place and I'm so sorry that I'm late, you know? And she literally just goes, come on back. Looks at her fucking watch like a baller. Didn't even say anything. She didn't tell me it's okay, not a big deal, whatever. And I'm like just flipping out. She has me hop on the scale that literally, have you ever taken your dog to the veterinarian and put them on a scale?
The little bitty scales.
Dude, it's like, no, it's like this big
Big thing.
silver thing. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? And you got to like coax your dog onto it because they
Yeah.
don't want to go. And you're like, Simba, come on.
and he's
Come
like-
on. And he will not get on it. So then you got to awkwardly pick up your 85-pound dog
And
and
it's
set
always
him on
one
the
leg
scale.
off, the back leg's
Dude.
off. They're like, you have to have all legs on, so you put that leg on, then the other leg goes off.
It's literally, I looked at the thing and they were like, step on the scale. And I looked at her like, that's a dog scale.
You guys treat dogs here?
Yeah, you guys, you want me to step on this doggy scale? Step on the scale, whatever. Alarmingly large, as usual, whatever there. And I
Probably
was-
for large people, too. 'Cause
yeah,
we have a scale like that at the gym.
it was nice and big. Yeah, I would say
Had a little
a Great
thing
Dane
up
could
here.
fit on it.
A who?
A Great Dane.
What about
Possibly
a polar
lion.
bear?
A polar bear could not. The only way a polar bear could fit on there is if they did the thing that like dogs do when they're laying and like they put their front legs behind their back legs, and they're like, you know, like how Gary lays.
What if they stood up on it?
How Gary lay? Well, if a polar bear stood up on that, heck yeah, he could fit on there.
What about a giraffe?
No, the giraffe's legs absolutely could fit on there. Give me the laptop.
The
You know,
laptop.
the computer. Because I'm
Wow.
going to look up the
Looks
scale.
like our screen isn't on.
Oh, because it was, well, probably because I blasted it out. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a TV.
That's a pussy ass TV, Randy.
That's why I'm letting you use it.
Okay.
Damn, he burnt you.
So I believe that a giraffe's legs could absolutely fit on this. But the problem is always going to be the long ass neck.
They'd have to wrap it up real close to their body. Maybe turn it and set it on their back.
Okay. Tell me why I Googled scale at doctor's office and it's just these, which we all
Look
know
up-
are not
Look
accurate.
at livestock scale. I know that's funny, but that's what ours is. Because it has to accommodate very large people.
That's exactly. Look at that golden retriever. That's what it looked like.
He loves it. Look at him.
Yeah, whatever.
Look how happy he is to stand up there.
Okay, so ours was okay. It wasn't like that, but it was. I mean, it was very large.
Was
it was
like the
honestly a
silver
little
one?
thicker.
Not
that?
No,
No.
on the back page that you were just on. Like
This, like that. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty close to it. Something like that. Yeah, this big boy.
1,000-pound capacity.
It's good. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I hop on that scale, and I mean, I just kind of looked at it and was like, should have brought my dog. It should have been a doggy.
Should have been a doggy, just like Gene. It's robust construction with 200% overload protection.
Makes weighing 4-legged patients super easy. So what if I just put my arms in front of me? Am I a 4-legged patient?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Is that upstairs? Are we hearing ghost?
I don't know. I don't hear nothing.
Either way, I hop on this guy, and then like I get in there, and the lady that took my weight brought me into the office or whatever. She was super kind and super funny, and like it didn't seem like we were vibing at one point, but somehow she starts talking to me because she was like super young black girl, like early 30s or whatever, and her hair. So she added in like kind of a ponytail, but in the back was like a big poof. But then she had these 2 little pigtails in front. And she looked at me as she was taking my blood pressure, and she goes, "Oh, you are not going to believe this. My first patient of the day said to me, 'How old are you? You've got to be like 21.'" And she's like, "Ma'am, I'm 31." And we started doing bits. I was like, "You're telling her, like, I have a mortgage. I'm married. I got kids, whatever." And she goes, "I'm telling you, I really think these little pigtails in front make me look super young." And then we just started talking about like people saying like unwarranted things to us or whatever about our hair and like just about like our bodies, whatever. And I told her, I was like, well, listen, she's like, yesterday I had like this huge afro. And I go, can I be honest with you? When I was a kid, I begged my mother for a perm. I mean, every day. And I go, my family's Russian. So my mom doesn't spend money on shit. Like not one fucking thing. So I tell her, I'm like, I wanted a perm so badly, and I would beg my mom all the time. And all I wanted was curly, tight curls or whatever. And this girl's dial-11. I go, I remember asking my mom, like, "Mom, please, will you pay for me to get a perm?" My mom's like, "I'm not paying for a fucking perm. Use this fucking curling iron, and use your fucking rollers, And she would be such a bitch to me. And me and this girl are dying laughing as she's taking my blood pressure. And then she told me that the day before her one poof was 2 big poofs. So she had 2 big poofs like on the side of her hair, little like whatever, fucking almost like Princess Leia looking ass poofs.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said that she got on the bus and the fucking bus driver, because they have like a shuttle from the hospital that takes them to their cars or whatever. And that the fucking bus driver was like, "Are those poofs your real hair?" And she goes, "And he had a big nose." So I said to him, "Is that your real nose?" She said he was pissed. She goes, he was so offended. He couldn't believe it. He like looked at me and goes, I was like, "You fucking got him, dude." I was like,
roasted.
Yeah. And I'm being Tito. And there I go, "You fucking roasted his ass." And he could not believe it. We were laughing so fucking hard. I was like, why is it that men just think they can fucking say whatever they want to women, She's like, "Dude, I don't know." She's like, "It's always my hair, my body, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Dude, I'll have people like, if I don't wear makeup or whatever, they're, just like talking about women things."
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first little experience there, which is hilarious. I'm like, I'm so glad she roasted that lady. And she was like, she said it a couple times to let me know, like, yeah, I fucking burned his ass. She goes, "I said to him, 'Is that your real nose?'"
I was so glad she did.
Oh, man, I was fucking dying.
I want to meet her.
She was hilarious. And then she's like, "All right, your doctor will be in a minute." Then my doctor comes in and she's just chill as could be. Just because that's like her vibe. She comes in. I haven't seen her in a year. And she just walks in and she goes, "So what's been going on? And I just start laughing. I was like, that's such a funny way to like talk to a person after not seeing them for a year and you probably don't remember them. And she goes, I remember you.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, do you? And then I go, what do you mean what's going on? She goes, I mean, I don't know. What have you been up to? What's been going on?
Well.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm just seeking validation. I did a sold out show with the Fox. Whatever, and we're just chatting, talking about like my medication and my eczema. I do have eczema that has been confirmed. Got the eggs.
Devastating diagnosis.
Yeah, truly. She told me that I have eczema, and I went, no.
Oh. Wow.
Dropped to my knees, and she
The only
was
thing
like,
you can do now is pray.
she said, that is so dramatic. And honestly, you need to get up off the floor because it's very dirty.
It's filthy.
And yeah, so whatever. We started talking about my Lexapro and all that shit. And then she was like, we could add Wellbutrin to your regimen and all that. And so, yeah, we ended up adding Wellbutrin because I have problems focusing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very long-winded way to tell everybody that I believe I have ADHD.
Wow. So you've never been diagnosed as such?
No, and like I was telling you earlier, it's like I can't do Adderall or like any kind of amphetamine because it's like I've abused them in the past.
Right.
And I think that once you cross a line with said things, like you can't use them unless it's like dire circumstances. You know what I mean? Like if I had back pain, I wouldn't just take opiates. But if I was in a car wreck where my entire back was broken and I couldn't move or something like that, I would probably take it.
I think there's ways to manage it anyway without, I almost said barbiturates, but that's not the right word. What is a barbiturate?
Barbiturates, I believe,
A
are like,
downer?
yeah, I think it's like benzos and shit. No, those are different.
Yeah, and I love a good.
What is a barbiturate?
I love a good old barbiturate. Anything that makes me fall asleep, I'm here for it. Look at that little doggy on. Oh, you put barbiturate.com and Randy's internet said, "Oh, we got you, sucker."
I think you got the cap locks on also.
What?
Why you got that hyphen going on?
It's right next to the enter button.
It thought you were doing.
Okay, so it's a sedative. I think like Seroquel and shit like that.
Oh,
are,
Seroquel, fuck me up.
Yeah. They gave me Seroquel one time and it was like, I can't take this.
That's what I was on that one summer where I couldn't sleep and then I would take it and be out. It wasn't even like you're sleeping though. It's just you're out for 10 hours.
Mm.
Well, the word barbiturate is truly disturbing. It makes me think of like the 1960s.
It makes me think of gargoyles.
The barbiturates and the gargoyles are haunting me. Get your barbiturate ass out of here.
Listen up and you better listen closely. All right, David? You better get your barbiturate, bougie looking ass out of here.
Barbiturate sounds like something that should be on The Handmaid's Tale. So they should have handmaids, commanders, and barbiturates.
Ants and barbiturates.
Aunt Lydia. Man, fuck Aunt Lydia. The cunt.
Have you started watching the new season?
Yes.
I've only watched one, but I was still like,
I want to watch
wow.
it. I don't want to watch it. Why am I watching it? It's traumatic.
Honestly, it's really, really scary. And I said that to Rafe the other day. I was like, yo, this literally feels like I'm watching what people went through during World War II.
What do you mean?
Like the they're concentration camps.
Yeah.
It's like,
wait, did I miss something?
no, I mean just everything in it. Like remember when they showed you the camps that they had there and stuff? It's like if you're not a handmaid or a commander or an aunt, whatever, like it's like you're fucked. You're either fucking dead or you're working in some whatever the fuck field.
I'd say the handmaids are fucked.
Well, yeah, they're getting assaulted daily. That little girl, though, in that first episode, I was like, I was mad at her, but I was also like, she just had a lot of trauma. That's a baby girl.
That's a small child.
That is a child that is being treated as an adult, a wife, a prostitute, and I mean, just so many horrible things.
Why do we watch this program?
I have no idea. I think it's so that we can like be ready. I really think that women watch because it's like men watch Handmaid's Tale and it's like Rafe watches it, but I'm also like, can you believe what's happening? What did that happen to me?
How did they get to Gilead? How did all the women get there? I can't remember that part.
Well, what do you mean get there?
Well, like June was living in Canada before, right?
No.
Where was she?
She was living in the United States, so they were trying to cross over to Canada. Her, Hannah, and Luke all were running across the border to get to Canada. And Luke was the only one that made it out, her husband. And then Hannah was taken,
Right.
and June was taken.
So
And because June could have children, they saved her or whatever and made her a handmaid.
okay. So they were just in the United States, and that's when they enacted the laws that would make
Oh,
it.
yeah. Dude, well, remember, like, they show you that episode where June is at work and, like, I think her credit card stops working. And it was like all of these laws got enacted very quickly.
I couldn't even remember. I'm just like, how did they even get there?
Yeah, there was an episode where they kind of show a bunch of people when they're about to, like, when shit's about to pop off,
And
bro.
not in a good way.
Women are at work and they're like not able to use their credit cards. One of them went to pick up their kids, and then Alexis, whatever, Ledoux or whatever her name is, was in Gilmore Girls. She and
She was a doctor, wasn't she, or something?
PhD or some shit. So she and their wife are like they're at the airport about to go over, and something happens where she couldn't go through, but her wife and her kid were able to go through and go to Canada. So then this poor gal gets her gets her body parts cut off.
Randy,
And goes to the farms or whatever to work out there. Like, they have a moment where shit's popping off. And it's like, I'm having a very difficult time with Serena, where I'm like, bitch, you started all of this. Can you have any kind of redemption? I don't know. And I've asked this of like many moments in my life where I'm like, do bad people get to have redemption if they actually have remorse?
is she remorseful yet? I don't feel like she is.
She's had moments like that seem like she's quite remorseful.
Only for herself, though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, honeys, that isn't your kid. That is not your kid. Baby Nicole ain't your baby.
Randy, if it ever comes to Handmaid's Tale stuff, will you let us hide here in the basement in a fake ceiling or wall?
Absolutely, man. As long as we can keep recording the podcast.
It's going to get you killed, though, Randy. Might get
That's
you
all right.
killed.
I've died for less.
Wait, you have?
No, I would die for less.
What if Randy becomes one of those guard guys that wears all black?
What are they called? The Guardians. Have you been watching Handmaid's Tale?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. That sounds like a terrible show.
It is. It's horrible.
I know, but I
Oh, hell
can't
no.
stop.
It's horrible, baby.
Well, that's really good to know that you would help us out because, I mean,
Can you start
boy.
building a fake wall that we can live in?
Already started.
Thank you. Make
Welcome.
a little chair in there because I don't know how long I could stand up in a fake wall. Make a little chair where I can sit behind it.
Yeah, just a very, I mean, I got a nice camping chair in my back in the trunk of my car.
Well, if he makes a fake wall, just then chair, and then
Okay.
I can sit there, but
So
also
you
be
could-
able to see out
Sure.
when
you
they're
need
about to come get me.
Yeah, it's honestly horrifying. All of it is truly horrifying.
And it never ends. It's just nonstop. She gets one step ahead, then she gets knocked back.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
She truly
That
does.
is June's.
She is definitely
theme song.
an actress who uses her eyes a lot. And by use her eyes a lot, I mean go like this.
She does a lot of this where it'll be like her, like,
You can't see Tina's face if you're just listening, but it's intense.
Um,
A lot of the eye quivering where she's like, you just see nothing but the eyes and they're just
it's a lot of one-eyed. Like she'll be like,
a lot of fast blinking. It's like, do you have something in your eye, June?
well, and also, this was so upsetting to learn. She's a fucking Scientologist. That actress.
So basically, she's living
I know.
this.
I
Handmaid's-
know.
Wow, that makes it even weirder. Ooh.
I know. And I try to separate it because I'm like, that's your job. But also, like,
Maybe she's stuck in it.
you're getting got, sister.
Maybe she's stuck in it. You can't just leave Scientology. If you need help, June, let us go like this.
Hey, June. What's her real name? What's her stage name?
You got by Scientology. Tom Cruise.
I'm about to get so
Was
mad.
she
'cause
born
I'll
in
know.
it? Was she born into it?
Well, we got to figure this out.
Oh Lord! If you're a Scientologist, I have to. While you're looking it up, I have to tell you about this comment I got on YouTube. It
Okay.
said it was about the new vlog, and it said 6 advertisements and not one funny moment, and I was highly offended. And I said, "You didn't even laugh at my Jesus take the wheel joke," which is so funny
What was that
because
one?
Chelsea was singing Jesus take the wheel, and I go, Chelsea, would you really want Jesus to take the wheel? He never drove a fucking car. He's never been in a car, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I didn't think it was funny, probably because I'm a Christian. It's even funnier if you're a Christian, I would think.
Yeah.
You don't think Jesus had a sense of humor?
What do you think? You're like, I didn't think it was funny because I'm a Christian. Well, guess what? Cars weren't invented then, brother.
Just the
That's a
absurdity.
funny, but I bet that's the same gal that would laugh so hard to be like, women can't drive cars. Why is that funny to you, Cheryl?
And then she was like, I'm just sad because you didn't show any of your stand-up set. So I explained to her, like, comedians don't show their stand-up set till they're done with it, basically. Or they'll show clips. But, you know, I've had this set for so long, I'm never apparently going to get rid of it. So probably never. You got to come to a show.
What was her first name?
I don't know.
Cheryl.
I felt sad because I felt like she was sad, but then I was like, how did you not laugh one time? And anyway, a vlog doesn't have to be funny. It's just documenting what's happening.
Yeah, it's
Behind the
BTS,
scenes.
brother.
It doesn't get more. Oh, God, that Yvonne chick.
Uh-huh.
Ugh. Fred Armisen's in it?
I'm not sure.
Did you know that Max fella has an English accent? Oh, that guy. I love him. Oh, I love
Which
that
one?
guy over there. The guy that kind of helped her, the older gentleman.
Oh, what? What's
He-
wrong, Randy?
He lived with her for a while.
Dude, that was a tight opening fucking episode, though. Like, let me tell you, they saved, 86 children?
A lot.
And the Marthas and some of them. Honey, I mean, I was flipping the frick out.
What's her name? Elizabeth Moss.
Yep. Okay. So, she said, can you read it better than I can? Like what her quotes are?
Let me put on my glasses.
I got something right in my purview.
Listen, it's a complicated thing because the things that I believe in, I can only speak to my personal experiences and my personal beliefs. One of the things I believe in is freedom of speech. I believe we as humans should be able to critique things.
Wow.
Is that her?
Very vague. Yeah,
Or-
that was her.
Well, the thing is, what she believes in then is that aliens are a religion. And aliens will take your body, I guess. Isn't that what Scientology believes?
They got a lot of really not well thinking trains of thought. I was talking to a customer today at work, and one of them believes that God, the same God that we spoke to last week or the week before on Slop City Podcast,
That drowned the earth?
drowned the earth
Yeah.
during a cocaine fit. they believe that God created the pyramids in Egypt.
Okay.
So that was one person. And then the other person believes that aliens created the pyramids in Egypt. One of them is an architect, and he's like, nobody could have known who made it, who decided the pyramids could be like that. Nobody had that train of thought at that time. Nobody was that smart, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I said, I think you're both wrong. I think slaves did it. Enslaved people. I'm sorry. I was like, I believe that enslaved people were put up to this work and that somebody, probably the smartest guy in the town at that time, which like everyone probably thought he was a pussy. You know, like, let's be real. Let's just look at a pyramid. Just look at it. So
Just look at it. So one is an architect, and is he the one that believes in God?
no, the architect believes aliens did this because he doesn't think that humans, because we started talking about like extraterrestrials, blah, 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 aliens and all of that. And I was like, of course they're aliens. And like I said, I welcome them. I am excited. I'm ready.
Haven't you seen They Live?
Okay. So like just that right there. That is the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Pretty great.
I'm going to be honest. Hearing people say the humans could not have created this. It was only God or aliens. It's too perfect. Is it?
Look.
Because you look at the top of that thing and that ain't perfect. That looks like a little freaking kid started making something.
It looks like a sandcastle.
I'm not saying it's not amazing. Do you know what's amazing? Is that at the time when these were created, it was mind-blowing. And I mean, I don't know the history of these pyramids or exactly how they were created, but I can promise you that I can absolutely see a bunch of people, a bunch of enslaved people walking around the bottom of this pyramid, just laying it. And then they're like, it was God or aliens. Okay. All right. Well, then how do you explain the extravagant tombs that these MFs were put in? What do you know about formaldehyde? I don't know a lot. What I know about it is that maraschino cherries allegedly have formaldehyde in them. So I stay away from a maraschino cherry because I'm already dead inside. I don't need anything else taking me closer to death.
I don't think either one of them makes sense. Why would God make that? Why would an alien make that? They're not hanging around to enjoy it. Why would an alien craft that and then fly away? Makes no sense. Make it on your own planet, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Would you really go through all the trouble and just be like,
pack it up. Let's go.
Have little pieces of urine coming out of your stupid freaking fingy? And create that? Get out of here. So,
if aliens could create anything, they need to create a new face because they have large heads with large eyes. Make a face that's symmetrical, bro, instead of messing with the pyramid.
Why don't you quit copying off of almonds and get your own eyes?
How about you get a bigger mouth? How about that?
Yeah. How about you get a freaking nose?
How about
because you want to smell that pussy you're falling into?
How about you get more than 3 fingers, bro? You mean to tell me somebody with 3 fingers can craft a fucking beautiful pyramid like that? Don't think so.
Absolutely not. I have 5 fingers and I can barely pick up a 10-pound weight.
And then God, he created everything else. Animals, people, and all of a sudden he's into stonework. I don't think so.
There's no way. He didn't have time for stones, dude. He's up there blowing dodo.
Neither one of them makes sense.
No, and I mean, it just, I unfortunately, the only thing that really makes sense to me is that enslaved people were making these. Because it's like, you're telling me that a bunch of almond-eyed, gray-ass looking at MFs
with 3 fingers,
with 3 fingies, and presumably no genitals. I haven't seen a genital on an alien.
Neither have
you?
I. Nope.
I haven't.
They just have that.
It's just a solid Barbie doll looking area. So maybe Barbie dolls were crafted out for aliens. I mean, I don't know. You're telling me that those cats are the ones that built the pyramids? It just doesn't make sense to me.
You're telling me these creatures that have such large heads that they'll just be sitting there and their head will fall over because it's in disproportionate
So
to
heavy.
their body?
You're telling
Is going
me
to be able to build a very structured pyramid?
You're telling me that aliens that starred in M. Night Shyamalan's movie Signs, those guys created the pyramids? They
Oh.
don't even know how to use Postmates.
If they did, they wouldn't have to come to Earth all the time.
They don't even have a Grubhub where they're at. They don't have DoorDash or any of that. You know what they're doing? Probably just eating pieces of metal.
Or rocks.
Yeah, they're just
With
sucking.
their tiny mouths, just putting little pieces of rocks in there going,
Yeah. You heard it here. Aliens eat little pebbles. A small rock. They
And-
just go like this. They always close their eyes. Do it again. You got to close your eyes like an alien would. Is that your teeth clacking together?
clackety clack.
Wow.
Ow, it hurts to hear it.
Yeah.
How dare that person say that humans weren't smart enough? Did you see the fucking hieroglyphics? That was pretty advanced thinking and drawing.
That's what I'm saying. The tombs wrapping up these bodies. Did it work what they were doing? No, it didn't work. In their
Well,
minds, they
kinda
were like,
did.
the body's gone. It did work, but not exactly how they wanted it to. You know what I mean?
What
but
did they want 'em to do?
somebody was on the right path. Well, they wanted their bodies to pretty much stay the same.
Well,
And it didn't. But guess what? We're still digging up mummies to this day. And when we say mummies, I know people hear that and they're like, oh, it's an alien.
it's
No.
a guy dressed in toilet paper. Ooh.
You heard it here, guys. When I die, I want to be mummified. I don't want to be cryogenically frozen or anything like that. I want to be wrapped in toilet paper. No formaldehyde, preferably, I don't know, method.
I'm gonna bring toilet paper in your casket, and I'm gonna start wrapping you up and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She wanted to be a mummy, okay?
My dad will be like, why are you wasting the toilet paper? Do you know that I used to get literally yelled at when I was younger? My dad would be like, Christina, what the fuck? Christina, why did you put this much toilet paper in the toilet? And I'm like, I don't know.
Holy shit!
Oh,
and the whole time
God.
I'm wrapping you up, I'm gonna do a callback to your fucking set where I'm like, "What kind of toilet paper is it that you talk about?"
Scott,
Scott toilet paper checks you every time as I'm wrapping you fucking up.
you're going to
In the
straight up
casket.
do my
And
set
everybody
while
like-
I'm dying.
They'll be like, "Fuck yeah, it was a great callback."
Hell yeah, brother. Like, as I'm getting lifted down, you'll be holding onto the toilet paper and it'll just rip.
I'll be like, "No more lines on your stomach, bitch, from going up and down, from standing up and sitting down, bitch, because you're laying down, bitch."
And the
Everybody be like-
whole crowd, everybody's going to be losing their mind. Even the preacher. We're going to be like, if you didn't get it, watch a YouTube video. I'm just fucking around. There won't be a preacher at my funeral. Libby will be the fucking preacher. And that, you heard it here, guys. I'm dying before Libby.
I think your brother, what's your brother's name?
Anton.
Tevin should be the preacher. Tevin and Devin should be the preachers. They're the best hype men. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, that's Chelsea's husband, Greg, is my son, Tevin. Also, your brother.
I'm Gene, and my brother is Tevin. So, all right, I just do want to do, we can't walk away from this episode not doing something educational. So,
I think we just did something very educational.
well, I just want people to really understand. So it's like, okay, who built the pyramids? And we are on Nova, which, as you all know, my father, Igor Debal, Nova is not only the greatest documentary in the world to him, but it is where you learn every fact. And it is what I was forced to watch as a
Every
child
fact.
all the time. Did I want to watch Madeline? Did I want to watch The Mummy with Brendan Fraser?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. Didn't get to.
Did he go?
We watched Nova.
Ooh.
No, my dad would be like, it is not, ooh, it is this when someone is a mummy.
But what if they're running after you?
He would do it for so long that it would be annoying. It's like, all right, we get it, dude. Like a mummy's actually dead, but it's like, can't you just enjoy Halloween for once?
Yeah, but he's
my
coming
dad
to
would be
get
like,
you. He's got his arms out. There's one piece of toilet paper hanging down, and he's going, "Yee."
my dad would be like, that is a dumb guy. It's not a mummy.
Well, what about Dracula? He also walks around and goes, I want to suck your blood.
My dad would be like, this is what Dracula would be doing.
Well, what about a ghost? What about a ghost? A ghost would be going, ooh.
Ghosts aren't real. And then he'd bitch slap you and say that the KKK is the only ghost around and they should all be killed.
Dad, you're
Oh, yeah,
ruining
he's-
Halloween.
Oh, he's got a fucking reason for everything. I'm
what
like,
if I'm a spooky witch that goes,
he would be like, I hated Hocus Pocus. Lame ass movie. And then he would go, but I love Practical Magic with Nicole Kidman and what's her name? Miss Congeniality. My dad
Sarah
did
Bernhardt?
weirdly.
Sandra
Sandra Bullock.
Sarah Bernhardt is what I said first.
I watched that movie way too much when I was younger.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's good. You should watch it. 100%. Okay, so here we go. Nova website, here we go. PBS.org. Who built the pyramids? Egyptologists and historians have long debated the question of who built the pyramids and how. Standing at the base of the pyramids at Giza, it is hard to believe that any of these enormous monuments could have been built in one pharaoh's lifetime. Yet, scholars think that they were built over mere decades for three pharaohs who were father, son, and grandson, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. This article is from 97, so it's been updated a lot. That's a picture of a pyramid from a flip phone, a Motorola Razr.
And
If you
it's
look closely
decaying.
at this photo, you can truly barely. I love these little pyramids. It's like that's where they started. Like, don't they have like 8 pyramids at the pyramids of Giza?
I have no idea.
I think there's like 8 pyramids, so it's like you can tell the tiny ones are like where they started. And they're like, okay, we don't really exactly know what we're doing here.
Go
So-
bigger.
Yeah, they started here, and it's like they all got fired or probably murdered. So, okay, now we're going down.
That picture is terrible.
Oh, God, it's horrible. So, Egyptologists Mark Lehner and Zahi Hawass have been trying to solve the puzzle of where the 20,000 or 30,000 laborers who are thought to have built the pyramids lived. Ultimately, they hope to learn more about the workforce, blah, blah. Okay, great, wonderful. And the media, so they've been doing some stuff, all right? They've been doing another really horrible picture. Look at this guy. It's like, that looks like he's on a green screen.
Yeah, I'm out here in the Egyptian desert by a pyramid.
Okay, I love pyramids. I make them with Legos.
I opened it up, and there was a mummy that was going, yee.
My dad immediately turns off the documentary. Okay, so basically, here's the big question. In your extensive work and research at Giza, have you ever once questioned whether humans built the pyramids? Man that is with a Motorola Razr and allegedly a PhD holder, an Egyptologist. No. But have I ever questioned whether they had divine or super intelligent inspiration? I first went to Egypt in 1972 and ended up living there 13 years. I met a woman. Her womb was... no, that's just...
Wait, I was like, where does it say that?
I just started doing a character for him. Because he's like, I had a PhD, but then I started a family. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to scroll through. So it's... Everything I found convinces me more and more that indeed it is a society that built the Sphinx and the pyramids. Every time I go back to Giza, my respect increases for those people in that society that they could do it. Cool, you're not really telling me. Oh, okay. Rather than just copping out and saying, there's no way that they could have done this, I think that denigrates the people whose evidence we actually find. I don't know. I mean, listen, look at the Sphinx. I get that people like that you look at that and it's probably really hard to like wrap your mind around that somebody made that. But also like it's not the best drawing.
I mean, it doesn't. The face on that thing, I could probably do better with Play-Doh.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look at like the Thomas Jefferson Monument or whatever. What's it called? Mount Poopmore?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. You know, they did a great job there. When was that? A couple hundred years ago?
Well,
If this is 5,000 years ago, that's pretty
that's not
good.
that long ago. And the whole aspect of it.
No. It's just, you know, yeah. So there's like there's Greek historians that say that it's very confusing.
And why in the hell would they assume they don't have the intelligence? That's the part I don't get.
They made fire and survived. You know what I mean? Like, there's not, like, people are gonna figure it out when they have, like, a fucking weapon that defends themselves against, like, a lion or something like that. They'll be like, oh, maybe I could cut that into this rock in this den we live in.
And they had very sophisticated society. So to think that they couldn't dream this up is, I think that's a little offensive.
And like, honestly, look at when you're looking at this pyramid up close, when you look at it far away, it looks like it's like, wow, they really shaved it down. They must have had a sander. They must have had a sander. They had to have had a sander of some sort. No, dude, you look at that shit up close and personal, you start climbing that motherfucker and you're going down, brother. You better have one of those fucking carabiners to hook you on because that is not stable. It's just not.
What if in 5,000 years some people find the arch and they think, there's no way those people were smart enough to build this big arch?
That's what I'm
then
saying.
We'll take them underground and show them the movie of the guys making the arch.
And then they're going to be like, wait a second. You're telling me there's some sort of bumper car, some kind of elevator inside of this that humans are supposed to have been able to make?
There's no way. Aliens did it.
Yeah. Why don't you come over down to this gift shop and purchase $50 of belongings? And you could see.
And a $25 ride up to the top where you go,
I'll never forget about Mark Norman, the comedian. He's a New York comedian, very popular. I'm sure a lot of people that listen to this podcast know of him. Rafe and I took him to the Arch.
You didn't.
We took him to the Arch when Rafe opened up for him one weekend. And it was like such, really good shows or whatever the whole weekend. And like we took him to Pappy's and we took him to the Arch. So we go to the Arch and Mark Norman is just enamored with the whole place. He's like, holy shit. He's like walking around being like, I'm gay, because that's how he talks. He literally is walking around going, Jews. And everyone's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? But he's a very eccentric
I don't even
guy.
know if I know his voice.
And he goes, comedy. He's got a very like, yeah. And then I'm gay.
Is he gay?
No.
Oh.
Or Jewish.
What?
But he's just an idiot. He just says he's just, he does what he wants, dude. And it's all a bit. Everything he does is a bit. So we take him to the Arch and they put you, the little pods in the St. Louis Arch to go up. Horrifying. You think aliens made the pyramids? Get the fuck out of here. Aliens made the Arch. Those little pods are creepy.
Which seat did you sit in?
I don't know. I think the back one, and
That's
got
the one
it.
I like.
Yeah, I like the back one. I don't want to be, I don't want to sit next to anybody. I went there when I was younger, and so Mark Norman, we're at the bottom of the Arch about to go up. A family starts walking out, and Mark Norman goes, hey, this is where we kill you. Hey, this is where we kill you. To a family.
How long did you stay at the top?
Not long. I honestly don't remember. I think we took a look at East St. Louis and that whole area and the Mississippi River, and we were like, this is honestly sad. It's just dirty. And that river is it looks like every person you've ever met in your life took a shit in it at once.
Well, it is the muddy Mississippi.
Yeah.
That's why they call it that.
I know.
You should have looked the other way and looked down at the grass.
Well, I mean, we did look the other way, and it was kind of like, it's a city.
And you're like, wow, look at those people. They're as small as ants.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Mark Norman was up there, and he's like, I'm gay. And everyone's like, okay, dude, you got to get out of here.
Be like, dude, you can't say that unless you're actually gay. Are
And
you
he's
gay?
like, yeah, I can. Like, that's his cadence. He literally would just be like, comedy on stage.
Why have I never
In the
seen
middle
him?
of a set, he'll go, comedy.
I met him when he was here, and he looked like he did not have an ounce of fun inside of him.
He's fine. It was good. But he did have this one really funny bit about like wetting the bed or something. And he was like, somebody came to my house, saw my bed, and there was urine on it. And they were like, hey, did you piss the bed? And he's like, no, but I spilled a cup of urine all over it. Something stupid like that. But it made me laugh so fucking hard.
Shit.
But that's all I'm saying, y'all. The arch was created by aliens, and the pyramids, clearly humans.
Humans.
I mean, look at that. Look at that little lip. Look at that little divot on the pyramid. That's that part that we watch and we're like, it's not totally smooth. You know what I mean?
It looks like it was smooth and shit kept falling off of it.
Totally could have been.
And the wind was going. Did that sound good?
It was good. It
and
is.
Just blew it off of there.
Since I was a kid, it has been my life dream to go to Egypt and see the pyramids. And honestly, I don't want to ride a dune buggy or anything to get out there. I want to walk the whole way and feel my calves burn.
No.
Just kidding. I'll
You'll
die.
get too hot, then and then it'll get nighttime, it'll be too cold. Why can't the desert just maintain a temperature?
Yeah, pick one.
Why be so extreme?
Pick one. In the morning, people are dying of heat. Okay. Oh, God, it's so hot. I'm so thirsty. Well, guess what? Should have brought yourself a Nalgene bottle.
Wait till
and
tonight.
you didn't.
You're going to freeze to death.
Yeah. And then tonight, there ain't going to be a camel to pick you up.
We saw the dunes in
Colorado?
California.
Oh.
I've never seen something so beautiful in my life.
It's crazy.
And there was just people riding little buggies and four-wheelers, and I wanted to do it so bad.
Oh, yeah. The Great Sand Dunes in Colorado are crazy because, like, it's this valley, and the wind perfectly, like, goes into this valley where the sand dunes just stay where they are. It's just back and forth.
And then it goes
all the time. Dude, we hiked up halfway. When we got there, I was like, oh, yeah, we're definitely going to hike the whole thing. We got this.
And then you
That's
get to
what
put
I was
your
doing
shirt
halfway
on your
through.
head.
It
You're
was unreal. I had to take my shoes off. There was so much sand in them that I just took them off.
I would have to have a helicopter come get me.
Well, that's where the lady got. That's where she got.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's where that gal got the best job she'll ever have in her life because she got fucking paid.
She got paid, but she's still dizzy, probably.
Oh, God. I bet she literally wakes up in the middle of the night screaming.
Randy's over there texting. Wow. Looks like Randy's not into the podcasts anymore.
I actually thought it was a very fun episode.
Randy's like, these dumb bitches are almost done. I'll be back soon, honey. They're wrapping up. I gave them the light 20 minutes ago.
Well, you know what, Randy? I can't wait to eat. So honestly, I'm so excited to end this episode because I am starving.
We're going to eat so many appetizers.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
That when the food comes, we're going to be like, I don't know if I can even
when
eat
the food
this.
comes, I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to be like...
When the food comes, you're going to say, huh, you got one of those things to carry me out of here? What is it?
I'll be like, hey, can you call an ambulance because I'm mentally ill and sick? I'm going to say way too many personal things.
They'll be like, Libby, you brought your friend. She's kind of weird.
I know it.
Don't come in here
I
anymore.
will say it is honestly weird that, like, I've gone to Faux Grand a lot of times in my life, but, like, you're a straight up celebrity there.
Because I've been going there for 20 years at least.
Like, everybody recognizes you. I mean, I don't even know I don't know who recognizes you.
The man whose name is Steve, and then
Steve
the woman
Jobs.
whose name is Tammy.
Tammy.
Tammy and Steve. Those are their American names.
What are their...
I should ask them what their Vietnamese names are.
I almost said Korean names, and I am glad I didn't.
Well, it is a Vietnamese restaurant,
I know.
and they often talk about going back to Vietnam on their breaks. They said he can't take any breaks anymore.
Because they're too busy?
Just too busy.
That's good, though. I'm glad they're doing well because I love that place.
Mm.
I can't wait to get my ass a big ass fucking bowl of pho.
Dude, lettuce wrap.
But
Bro.
we're gonna let
We're
us
gonna
wrap it
be
up.
wrapping it.
Oh, dude.
And then the wind will go.
Oh God, let me out of here. Whoa.
Wait, what?
That's the
The mummy
woman
in the pyramid?
No, that's the woman in the helicopter.
Oh, I'm getting saved.
So sad. All right, y'all. Well,
Thanks,
Hope you-
Randy.
hope you learned a lot this episode because it was informative.
We learned that Tina has ADHD, and we
Mhm.
learned that humans, built the pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that aliens built the arch.
That aliens need to work on their own bodies before they come and try to mess with our Earth.
Yay!
Mhm.
Work on your own eyeballs and facial structure.
You dumb, stupid looking bitch.
That's right. Get a
How
nose.
about you get some teeth?
You ugly looking bitch.
But they do have teeth. They go. No, that's the sound of the pebbles in their mouth.
Yeah. That's them just eating pebbles. And they're not really chewing them up. They're,
They're
just
just-
going like,
Going around in their mouth.
yeah. Do they even have a mouth? Because as far as I know,
It's
it could
like-
be a little hose where it just goes, it's like the guy siphoning.
No, it's the smallest little slit.
Yeah, it's just like,
Be
they
like,
just shoot it back.
be like, bro, what are you saying? Your mouth is so small. I can't hear you.
It's like how Royce eats. Royce
So
just
fast.
goes. Royce doesn't even chew. That's what's sad. Like, I know he's happy to eat every time he eats, but I'm like, you don't even get to enjoy the taste, dude.
Poor guy.
Sometimes you got to just like kind of like,
He's like, bitch, I had COVID. I can't taste anyway.
R.I.P.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Love yans.
And cut. Oh.